This is Lord Mafka, aka Rogan Azrime, and in today's video, I want to talk about realizing that the people around you never cared about you. And I think that this is a very hard subject for men to grasp, especially is because a lot of us are still holding on to old ideals of things are going to get better. If I just keep trying and I make that final type of precision with my inner strength and I'm able to go after my goals with hard work, it's finally going to pay off. When in reality, all that you do is futile because if you were meant to have these things in the beginning, such as a love life that you're most likely wanting, a good financial life, wanting to be accepted. If you were meant to have these things, you would have already had them. You would have had a family in your life that is there from you from the start. You would have had more opportunities to express yourself in a healthy way to where you don't become emotionally consumed to where this is becoming to where it's hurting you on the inside and now you're enacting this type of resentment of this suppression that you've had to do for years emotionally out in some unhealthy way to where it's hurting your health, it's hurting other people around you verbally to how you're acting towards them. If you were meant to have these things, you would have not had to went through what you're going through right now. So this is why I say you have to look at the reality for what it is. No one has ever cared about you. You have to accept this. Because if you are not able to look at people's behaviors around you and you can't understand that people have patterns, if you can't understand that people are always going to betray you, this is just how they are, then you are going to be one of the first people who meet their demise in this lifetime. And it's a very sad process to see because I keep seeing a bunch of people, especially these men out here, having all of this false hope, thinking that if I just imbue myself with this ecstasy of wanting to seek validation, if I just keep going after it, then I'm somehow going to get it. You're still hanging at nightclubs, still thinking that you're going to get that one true girl that's going to love you for who you are. You were making a fatal error. If you were still thinking that you're going to earn your family's love and respect, their kindness from working hard, not complaining, being the one who always takes on all the burden without trying to explain yourself to why you should be able to connect yourself to other people without any type of backlash to it, you are setting yourself up for a pile of coffins to fall in that have spikes in them that you have made yourself. And I'm here to tell you right now that these people are never going to care about you. The people around you, they have always been the people who have neglected you. They've always been the people who've wanted you to fail because they were failures in their life. So now they're glad that you're failing even more and they get to feel better about them being a failure in the first place. You see how sick and twisted the human mind is? And this just shows how the destructive capabilities in man are higher than the creative capabilities, and it always will be. Because when you look at how everything is set up in the human body, to always keep wanting and needing, to always being a state of ignorance of trying to claim this type of throne for yourself, of validation, wanting to feel like you're heard, you have something to prove. This shows that we have a lot of malice that is just really engineered in us on purpose. There is no divine purpose here, as they say. There is only divine torture. And that is what our bodies are made for, our mind, the whole conditioning of how the system teaches us to be at a young age. All of that is made to make you a battery to be fed off on whatever entities, on whatever people that run this evil matrix that we're living in. So understand right now, the very people that are around you that are trying to give you advice and they're trying to act like, oh, you're just some little rookie, you don't know anything about life. These are people that are put in your life on purpose They're put there on purpose to make sure that you will never have any type of self-realization. You will never go on a journey of discovery and really actually look at this world for what it is. You won't look at it for the darkness it has to offer. You won't look at the world for all of the neglect, the negativity, the toxicity that is filled with. And the very same people that you see that say, oh, you're negative, oh, you don't believe in anything because you've given up on yourself. No, you have become reborn through all of the suffering you've been through. You have been reborn through all of the dark trials and tribulations that you've had to face. And now you are ascending to a higher level of critical thinking that people can't stand. Because when you're a person such as myself that's very pragmatic and you only focus on looking at the results of life and saying, okay, this doesn't add up, so this is a lie, this isn't real, or this would have happened. People don't like things like that because you shatter their myth of the delusion that they're living in. Because we are always in a constant state of different mirages that we have to live in. It's always an illusion being played on you. It's like a magician has a trick that they're always playing on you. And this is how we can look at reality. There's always some type of hypnotic state that you have to bring yourself just back after out. Because once you allow yourself to stay in that hypnotic state, and there's nothing wrong with having these desires, they're normal. But I'm here to tell you right now that what you were desiring is hazardous towards your safety, is hazardous towards your well-being. Wanting to desire to be in relationships, wanting to have a good connection with your family, wanting to pursue a big career field, it's going to pay you a lot of money, which most likely you're not going to get accepted into, especially if you don't have the capabilities to be morally flexible and work around the type of issues that come with that lifestyle. You are not going to be able to stay coherent and you're not going to stay aware. It's going to be over for you just like that. So, in the hindsight of things, you really can't trust anyone. You can't love anyone like that. Because all those things are liabilities. Having care for people, being too attached to other people, those are things that will make sure that you will have more suffering in your life. You will create your own demise so well to where you will become your greatest destruction. You yourself right now. And people are rooting for that because these people who you were looking at in the everyday society, they have already destroyed themselves. So now they need you to destroy yourself along with them even more so they can feed off that. This is how sick the cycle of human toxicity is, the cycle of human ignorance. And we all in some way have had to embark on that journey of being delusional. We've all had some type of thoughts to where we've thought that the world was dandy in some aspects. When in reality, we've always felt the bleak, withered, dead flowers of life, but we imagine them as daisies, as roses. And our senses were corrupt by the everlasting need that is within a lot of us to want validation, to want to feel cared about. These human hierarchies of wanting to have some type of safety and connection with people. It has become an unnatural, hazardous thing to pursue. Because these are things that are going to put you at jeopardy of being betrayed, being extorted, or worst of all, not being on this planet anymore. All because you chose to go after someone or something that was always made to be something that is going to end you. So that's why I'm telling you right now, the people around you, they never cared about you. Because the way I look at it, people that care about you, such as your family, they would have made sure that they had enough before you were born so you could afford to go to better places. They would have made sure that you had access to people who were actually on the level of helping you improve as a better person. They would have made sure that you actually had an emotional outlet to express yourself. Your love life, when it comes to that, you're never going to be successful in that most likely because the people around you would have showed you interest and wanting to date you, especially with men not understanding that these are things that are already aligned and set out from the day you were born. And a lot of people don't want to face determinism. They don't want to face the fact that everything is designed in a way to make them live out a certain lifestyle that is desirable, and most likely a lot of people are living an undesirable lifestyle. That is the trap of this matrix. That is the trap of what we call life, because it's a never ending cycle of us devouring ourselves and having to be just reinstated into this system to play the game again, to keep going after the same person who doesn't want you, to keep going after the same job that's not going to fulfill you, to keep going after people who will never accept you for the real you. That is the real gist of what we were living in all along. And if you cannot digest that right now, if you cannot accept that for what that is, then you are going to make things even more harder for yourself. So beware of having hope. For hope is the foolish lantern that the man grabbed, and it set ablaze his soul and put it in even more despair when it blew up on him. So be careful out here, guys, with wanting validation, wanting to trust people, wanting to communicate and connect with others. Be very careful, because that can be a deadly elixir to an early demise. But you guys take care. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment section. I highly appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be getting my sinus surgery soon. This garbage keeps annoying me, but this just shows the fragileness and the sickness of life itself, man. But we're hanging in there always. But you guys take care. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the model woman. Thank you.